Yo, 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 it's your boy Cool Blue back at it again with another video here on the channel. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Today is March 17th, 2021, and the title of the episode is Let's Stay in the Win Column. Now, tonight, we have the New York Rangers. We are in New York at Madison Square Garden. So I'm looking here, and it's saying that Brian Elliott is probably going to be the starting goalie in net. So we possibly could have Moose back in between the pipes. And, you know, am I happy that we gave him a day off? Yeah, I think we put a lot of pressure on him in the last few weeks. And I mean, he stepped up when need be, but we had a rough outing obviously against the Washington Capitals. But he didn't even dress for the last game against the Rangers, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. We talked about it in the last episode that Hart played a good game. I think he got left out to dry by some of his defensemen. One in particular, we will just say that his name is Ghost. But we can dive into that in a little bit. But so we got Brian Elliott back. I liked how Hart fought through the adversity throughout the game. We came out on top. We didn't let it go into a shootout last game, which was great. We did give the Rangers a point by not being able to finish it off in regulation. But I think Brian Elliott needed the day off. I think he needed that, and he got it. So if he goes tonight, I'm okay with that because I really want to see Hart come back strong in the Islanders series, which is coming up next. And I think we all do. We've talked about it here a little bit. I think everyone wants to see Hart succeed and Hart back in the net full time. But we got Brian Elliott going tonight, and we don't have Kincaid in net for the Rangers, so we're going to get a different goalie in net for the Rangers. But we have Brian Elliott going. Looking at his stats compared to, I don't even want to say that guy's name because I know I'm going to get it wrong. But we're going to say Georgie because that's what it is. Whatever. But looking at the Rangers goalie stats compared to Brian Elliott's, save percentage, Brian wins. Goals against, Brian wins. Shootouts, Brian wins. Overtime losses, Brian wins. And then overall record, he's 7-3, and the Rangers are 4-4. So goalie matchup statistically, looks like we have the slight edge. We're not going to go through too many stats because we usually do that before the series. So the stats don't really change too much from game to game. But obviously, I think that it's going to be another hard-fought game. I did think the first matchup was going to be as hard-fought as it was. I certainly didn't think that we were going to give up that many goals. So I think, for me, I would like to see us not give up as many goals. Maybe hold them to a 1 or maybe 2 goal game. Nothing too crazy. But looking at our last 3 matchups against the Rangers, back in February 18th, the Rangers beat us 3-2. Okay, and then we beat them February 24th 4-3, and then the other night we beat them 5-4 in the overtime. So we do have the tiebreaker with the Rangers. I don't really think that that's going to come into play at any particular time in this season because I don't think the Rangers are going to be able to consistently. I don't think they're going to be able to consistently win. I don't think they're going to be a big streaky team going down the stretch. But I could be wrong. I guess. If we were in the Rangers standpoint, would I be saying these things? Probably not. I'd probably say that no, the Flyers going to shape up and we're going to push and try to make a playoff push. But we're not in that situation, thank God. And I mean, they are only 5 points behind us, but we are also not in a playoff spot. We need to jump up to the fourth place spot with Boston ahead of us. They have 3 points on us right now. But if we can win this one, we can keep it close, keep it within one. But yeah, I think it's gonna be another physical game, and it typically is when we play the Rangers. So, a couple of things that I am looking forward to seeing. Once again, I want to see our defense play well. Okay, like can they get it together? Can the guys on our unit get it together before any sort of lineup changes, meaning trades, are made for the season? So actually, I'm just looking into this now. It looks like Brian Elliott is confirmed to be the starter in net. Let's double check. It still says probable on this one site, but on my other site here, it says that he is going to be the starter in net. So you're going to have Moose back in between the pipes, and I'm liking that because, like I said, we do have the Islanders coming up for a 3-game series, and I want to see Hart take 2 of those games. And I want to see him come out strong in those 2 games. I want to see him put on a good performance. So I think having this day off for Hart, hopefully, crossing fingers, knocking on wood, that we don't get ourselves in a situation where we're pulling our goalie. We got to get out of that. We got to get out of that rut. We got to get out of that trend of, we're going down 2-3 goals, let's pull our goalie. No, our players on our team, our defensemen and our offensive line, have to step up, and when we start going down, they have to dig deep to get themselves out of these holes. Personally, they need to dig deep from the very beginning so we don't get in these holes. But if we find ourselves in these games that are 2-goal, 3-goal deficits, we can't be just pulling our goalies every time something doesn't go well for us. Who does that, right? So we have to be better to not get ourselves in these situations. Now, if it happens every now and then, it's like, okay, well, we've seen them come back before. But when you're doing it on a consistent basis, like we did last week, when 3 games against one team, you're constantly trailing, you're constantly fighting from behind, we can't do that. So we have to be better out in front of the net. But so we got Moose. I want to see some point streaks continue. If JVR, I never picked JVR for his point streaks to continue because I think that that's a little cheating the way he's been playing. But let's check out the lineups that we're looking at for tonight. So for tonight, we're looking at JVR, Coots, Joel Farabee. Not a surprise there on the first line. Second line, we got Scotty Nose Lawton, Kevin Hayes, and Travis Konechny. Not a surprise there. Nolan Patrick, Claude Giroux, and Jake Voracek. See, now this is a little bit of a line tweak, right? This is a line tweak right here. Because from what I'm reading, they're shifting Claude Giroux back out on the wing, which I really, really like. I think he's better out there on the wing. I think that I think that watch tonight. I bet you the Nolan Patrick, the Jake Voracek, and the Claude Giroux line are going to do some pretty cool stuff tonight. And then on our fourth line, we have Oscar Lindblom, Michael Raffle, and Nicolas A. Kubel. So, yes, I think that's awesome. Obviously, Giroux is talented enough to play in center and on the wing. We've seen him play center majority of his career. Last few seasons, we've seen him play on the wing. He can do both. I prefer him out on the wing. When they first put him out on the wing, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, why are you doing this? Like, he's been a center. He's a center. Like, don't take my center. Give me my center back. But after watching him play on the wing, he's great on the wing. I like him out there. So I'm putting some extra luck on the Nolan Patrick line. So defensemen, we're going with Prove, Braun, Sanheim, Myers, Ghost, and Prozer. Okay. So hopefully Ghost, I hope Coach sat Ghost down and made him watch every goal that was scored last game and was like, where are you and what are you doing as the puck is crossing the net, like the goal crease? Because you need to understand, Ghost, that you cannot just let easy trips to the net with free shots on our goalie happen. Okay? We and I'm not poking fun at Shane because I posed the question in the previous episode. Does his offensive play outweigh his lack of defensive skills? Like, it's so hard to say, man, this guy sucks, because when you look how good he is and how much of a threat he is on the offensive end, you're like, man, I would love to have this guy on our team. But then when you really step back and you look and say, you know what? We won last game 5-4, but it could have been solved as like a 4-2 win if Ghost just knew how to play some defense, right? Play some defense. So I don't know. I hope it doesn't sound like I'm picking on the guy, but that's just what I see when I watch the games. It's what I see. So I can't remember if Konechny got a point last game. I'm checking right now to see. Okay, no. Konechny did not continue his point streak last week. But Konechny actually played a good game, in my opinion. Let's take a look at those lineups again. Yeah, so the Hayes, Konechny, Lawton line. That line doesn't bother me. That line, they don't worry me. They've been playing really well. So, but the one thing that happened last game is we got another goal on our power play. Our power play is looking like it's coming around. All right, it's looking like it's coming around. We're skating into the zone. We got Chris Pass coming down the ice, and we're getting scoring chances on the power play, which we were not doing a week ago. So I'm very happy to see that they're stepping their power play game up. It's coming to form as of late. But I would say the one thing that really irritates me, and if you're a Flyers fan, if you watch every game like I watch, you know what I'm talking about when I say our penalty kill. Why do we always sit back on the PK? We sit back and play the large box, and we don't get up on these guys. But it just seems like when we're on the power play, every single team in the league that plays against us is up in our face. They don't let us pass the puck. It's just, or they put pressure on us when we're trying to pass the puck. Why don't we do that? Why don't we? Why I don't understand why the Flyers can't do that. It's not like we're in the top 5 penalty kills in the league, and it's like, hey, why complain? We're doing great. We're not top 5 for the penalty kill. We're actually very low on the penalty kill. So I just want to know, what can we do something to improve this? So that's just my logic. That's what I'm thinking, because I really see. Let's see. I thought. Okay. I don't know. But we did pretty well, I think, as far as penalties last game. I mean, we did do well on the penalty kill when we were on it last game against the Rangers. But like I said before, the Rangers penalty or the Rangers power play was never really the threat. I'm not threatened by their power play. I'm just kind of speaking in general because it wasn't just one game where this has happened. It's been multiple games. So yeah, so like our power play, we're 15th in the league. Okay, we're creeping back in to upper tier. We're like middle tier. We're literally the middle. We're an average power play team right now. But our penalty kill, we're bottom. We're bottom tier. We're 26th in the league for a penalty kill. Like, come on. Come on, man. You can't do that. You can't do that. Can't do that. Especially against like these good teams, you know. Can't do it against. Like I hope our penalty kill comes out and looks really sharp tonight. Actually, honestly, obviously, you would never want to go on the penalty kill, but it does happen throughout the game. But if we go on the penalty kill, I hope that we look like we did in the last game, and I hope that carries over to the next series against the New York Islanders because the Islanders are the team that threatens us the most, and especially now, like, okay, all right, so last year in the playoffs, it was in the bubble, okay? We were in the bubble down in Florida, and we're playing the New York Islanders. Now, I know it's a weird situation for everybody, right? Not just the Flyers. It's a weird situation for everyone that's down in the bubble, okay? It's a weird situation. On the ice, it's a weird situation. Off the ice, it's the first time ever playing without fans, so it's weird. I get it. But now you come back, and about halfway through the season, now you're starting to get fans back. Okay, you're getting fans back in the ice. So, does that make a difference? Does that make a difference when it comes to home ice advantage in the playoffs? I believe it does, because if we were in a bubble, right? If we were in a bubble, I would say it wouldn't matter, right? It wouldn't matter who has home ice and who has away ice because you're not traveling anywhere. Like, yeah, you have to, you have the line changes and everything, and you have your face-offs that make a difference. But as far as the traveling goes, everyone's in the same situation. So I look at this year and I'm like, hey, we're getting fans back, and we're getting more and more as time goes on and as the season goes through. So we need to step up and get up as high as possible in the standings because we're going to need that home ice advantage come playoff time. Now, if the fans weren't back yet, if the fans weren't back yet, I don't know if I would still be having the same conversation. I think I would probably be saying, is it important to have home ice? Yes. Do we need to have home ice? Oh, man, I don't know if I would say we need it. It's always nice to play in your own building and your own facilities and everything. But with the fans creeping back in, with the way the season has gone, everyone knows that home ice is important in the playoffs when it comes to like the crowd, the atmosphere. So I don't like where we're sitting right now. And we've said this before. I'll say it again. This series, or not just this series, but this away trip, this road trip that we're on, the next 9 games. Last episode I said 10 games because the last game was included. The 10 games that we have talked about, which again are the Rangers. Games against the Rangers, games against the Islanders, so that's 1 more against the Rangers, 3 against the Islanders, 1 against the Devils, 2 against the Rangers, 3 against Buffalo. These 10 games, if we can take 8 out of 10 games, even 7 out of 10 games, it would really boost us in the standings, especially playing against the New York Islanders, because we don't have that many games left after this. Okay, we don't. Like, it seems like we do. After March, we only have 23 games left. Okay. And in April, let's look at April. April's going to be April's. Just look at April. I'm just like, wow. I mean, we want to be sitting in a good spot going into April because in April we got the Devils, the Islanders, Boston Islanders, Buffalo, Capitals, Pittsburgh, Capital, Islanders, Rangers, Devils. Like it's a crazy year this year for games, and maybe that's why it's so exciting starting the podcast this year because I can say, oh yeah, this is the I started the podcast the year that we the only games we played were division games and it was crazy, but it's true. Like it's gonna be crazy, and I'm actually really curious to see you play all these games so much. How's it gonna be when you get into a playoff series or you get into the conference finals and you have to play a team that you haven't seen all year? What's that gonna be like? That's gonna be interesting, but we'll have to see. We got to work on getting into the postseason today. This series is huge. This road trip is huge, and I think we're gonna get it done tonight. Now, like I said, I've watch and see, and mark my words. I think we're gonna see the Voracek, Giroux, and Nolan Patrick line shine tonight. I just have that feeling. We saw the camaraderie in the line last game when Giroux took that hit like a champ, and Nolan Patrick came to his aid, and then Jake Voracek jumped in there to make sure that Nolan Patrick didn't take any hits to the head. So I have a feeling. That's all I'm saying. I got a feeling that we're gonna see that line shine tonight. All right. But we'll see. We'll have to see because anything can happen. So my predictions for tonight. That's interesting. I'm gonna go out on a limb. Going out there. Moose is in net. Power plays clicking. Penalty kill looked good last game. We're just going to use last game. We're not going to talk about any games prior. But last game, they look good. Nolan Patrick's on the board. It's been a while. But we're going to go out on a limb and say Flyers win 3-1. All right? We're going 3-1. Flyers. Now let's take a look. Who's scoring tonight? So, who do I think is going to take the goals tonight? So, we need 3 of them. I'm going out on a limb, and I'm going to call out my boy, Oscar Lindblom, once again. Come on, Oscar. Come on. We know what kind of player Oscar is. He's a tough son of a bitch, all right? He's a man that has no fear. He's steel, okay? We know this. We know he's mentally tough. We need Oscar to step it up, put it in the back of the net, get that monkey off his back, because we're going to need him. We're going to need his skills down on this road trip. We're going to need all 4 lines. But I'm going to go out and say Oscar Lindblom's getting a goal tonight. I'm gonna say, shit. I'm gonna say Nolan Patrick is gonna get a goal tonight, and I'm going to say Sanheim, Patrick, Lindblom are all gonna get a tally tonight. So that's my prediction. 3-1, Flyers win. Then we got the New York Islanders next. It's a 7:30 puck drop tonight, so we got a little extra half hour before the game starts. So that's kind of cool. But drop some comments down below. I want to know how you're feeling about the season so far. Whether you're a Flyers fan or not, let me know how you like playing division teams every single game this year. How do you think it's going to shape up as far as playing opponents outside of the divisions for the first time in a very meaningful series, which will most likely be in the playoffs. So let me know how you feel about that. Also, if you're new to the channel and you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button if you like what you see. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on that bell for notifications, and you'll be notified anytime I do a live stream or post a video up on the channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next video. Go Flyers.